Howdy, y'all. How we doing? Whew. Running a little setup late this morning. Little setup, little bit behind this morning. Coffee being pressed as you type. I probably need more coffee. Actually, I probably need less coffee this morning. I'm like, I'm pinging. I'm pinging. Good morning. Good morning. Still dark in the Pacific Northwest. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Love your faces. Thank you, Tessa. All right, still making some organizational decisions here for this morning stream. It's not really going my way. Bathrobe Brad. Actually, I think this is the one that looks the most like the bathrobe. I think this is the OG bathrobe hoodie. Yeah, Bruce, I got the package. Thank you very much. I like the colors. I like the black and orange pin pillows that you sent me. Thank you so much. And I like the Pen Addict etching on the back. It is time to sling some ink today. What are we gonna do with that? I had to move this mand, and now I'm wondering where to put my phone. It's a real problem. It's a very Pen Addict-y problem today. No, Bruce, I don't have it in here. Whew. How are y'all? How are y'all? I am, all right, I think we should chat for a minute. I'm going to ink some pens today. I got some pens stacked up right here that I haven't inked up in a while. Most of them. Some of them were in the previous batch of inked pens, but I got some new ones here. I got some ideas of things I want to ink up since I'm only have 2 pens inked up right now. So what is your current number of pens inked up? I know we went through this the other day. But did you like reboot your pens at the beginning of the new year? I know we talked about this, like, in Mike and Kim having like 30 and 50 pens inked, 11 or so. Yeah, I feel like that's the max. Like, I've got 2. By the end of today, we're gonna have 5 or 6, and that's where I'm like really comfortable. And then it'll easily escalate up into 10. So 9. 7 is your max. Do you have what's the rule set around 7 is my max or 3 is my max? Do you have a 1 in, 1 out type of rotation? Do you use them till you ink dry? 15. 6 does not include the empty ones. Don't get me started, Sarah. I'm gonna come up there. Usually clean 3 or so at a time to bring new stuff in. So, like, if you have 6, 3 out, 3 in kind of thing. Tessa, 40. Yeah, it's Kimberly and Mike. Tessa's on the list now, too. Ink pens I haven't used in a while and fell in love all over again. 7. Yeah, that's a good number. 12, working on cleaning and reducing. Good. Queen of Washi, you still owe me an email. Did you get my Twitch message? You owe me an email. 11, and that's about it. Use them until new pen or ink comes in. Okay, fair enough. This is me online. Thank you for the follow. You're about to ink 10 more. You're gonna like sit down at one time and go with 10. Like, I'll get to 10 eventually, right? But I don't go, okay, today is when we ink 10 pens. Like, Rewizzles. I'm at 30 IDK. Like, at least you're honest. I appreciate that, Rewizzles. I appreciate that. I have 24 to clean. We're about to ban Sarah. I think I have 24 pens total. That's a good number. Yeah, we're gonna ban Sarah. Sarah, can you ban yourself? You're a mod. Okay, just making sure you got my message. So I brought 4 inks. I brought in 2 trays of pens that we'll go through here in a minute, and then I brought 4 inks. So that's my maximum. My maximum inkage today is 4 pens, and we may not go that far. Although as I look around, I see 2 other stray bottles of ink on my desk. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'll clean this week and blog it. That'd be great, actually. I'm always down for a cleaning stream. Oh God, I just looked over here now. I have enough. Now all of a sudden the 4 bottles of ink I brought in here are married with the 3 bottles of ink I already had on here. But luckily 2 of those 3 are already inked up. So I have Robert Oster Miami in the teal, which is great. We'll have a better visual here in a second. Then we have Robert Oster Fire on Fire in the Aurora. So that's why those are in here, because I think I inked them up in here. I don't have my Pelican ink right now using the 823. It's hard not to use the 823, right? I mean, it's that good. That's what I'm looking for. The super extra fine nibs don't need to be changed weekly. So I do 4 pins a week and then change 3 of them every week. That's something that would work for me, right? So you like have a primary core, not that the core never changes, but right, like if I'm going to ink up my Platinum UEF nib, I know I'm not going to run that out in a long time. But if I have 3 other pins to move in and out, that's actually not a bad thought process. Drew from Goulet has a real nice video on his pen system, or his 3.0, whatever he's rolling. Welcome to Miami. I'm very happy with that ink, y'all. Hashtag disclosure. I got it from Van S Pens, 30% off. I don't want to oversell it and not tell you that I got a discount on it. Hashtag capitalism or something. Is the 823 worth it? Yes. I don't even have to read the rest of your post. The design seems a tad dull. Not an incorrect statement, but it's missing from the collection maybe in 2022. It is the best writer's writing pen that I've used, right? It's different in the fact that it's really set up for, not different. It's set up for like writing, right? It's well balanced. It has a large ink capacity. It has one of the best nibs on the market. It's still fairly priced considering the movement of the prices of the pens around there, that one. So, the 823 is probably, I need to put that on the rating list. It's going to be one of the best pens. It'll be one of my highest rated pens. Why can't they sell the fun nibs and the demonstrator in the US? I don't know. And you can't even, when I got my clear one, you could get the clear ones from a few shops. I don't even know how easy it is to get the clear one. Yeah, hello laddie says it well. Once you get the 823, it makes sense and can easily become a favorite, right? It's like I hesitated forever because I did not want the gold trim. Okay, so I waited and waited, and I kept waiting for something besides amber and gold trim to happen in the US, and it never did. And then there were smoke and clear in the Asian markets, so I finally just broke down and got the clear with the gold trim, and I've been thrilled ever since. But I waited for years on it, just waiting to see if they would do something different. They never have. Speaking of rebooting, back online for work today. Fun is not being had. Oof, that is factually correct. But I can't use an F nib on the 823. Can you elaborate on that statement? Because I'm not exactly tracking. Brad, serious questions. Will UEF and needle points wear after much use? I use on printmaking paper sprayed with fixative. Yeah, at a point, I think you will see some change the way you use your pens. I'm talking specifically to Slumber in Studio here. Most of us are not going to experience the possibility of degradation that Carol might, but knowing what you do and how you use them, I would say there is at least a chance of change. I don't even know that I would say wear down, but I'll lean towards a change. Like, I mostly be concerned not directly with the tip, but more on where the tines are touching and that edge. So I don't know. That's just it's like an I don't know, and just trying to think logically about it and the types of papers and additives and things on the papers that you might be using. You might just have to add that into the budget that every 3 years or 5 years that you're going to have to get that nib replaced or something. I don't know. I don't know. That's just going to be a test and see. I don't know that anyone's done any type of long-term tests. Pen pontificating in my journal with the 3776 Shiun. I wish I had my Shiun. It's still lost. Thinking about buying an 823. 823 is the bomb. Thanks for all your advice. I put the clear body 823. Yeah. Like, keep an eye on it. They finally brought the smoke over to the U.S. market, and they still didn't bring over the clear, which I don't get. So, brought my 823 secondhand with a broad stub, and I'm kind of iffy on the grind. Might get someone to look at it. Yeah. I write too small, and F-nib would mean I couldn't use an 823 on an everyday basis. It would only be for very occasional use, and then it's still too expensive. I'm still confused. Get composted. I am really not tracking you. Why you couldn't use it on an everyday basis, and I apologize. I'm not getting. You write too small. An F-nib is too big or too small? Because you've seen my handwriting, right? Speaking of rebooting and starting anew, my son's school is canceled school on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. Good grief. My kids went back today. Other schools are already in a weird mess here. How many of you guys with 823s have taken the stopper out of it? Never. No. Why would you do that? Maybe I shall rent one for a week. That's a good idea. The only place I've ever seen the demo 823. Is that where I got mine from? That might have been where I got mine from. But we're talking like, I don't know, 5 years ago maybe. Yeah, smoke is good. I'm hesitant about the ink capacity and cleaning of the 823. I'm a serial ink changer. It is one of the more frustrating pens to clean. That's why you want to fill it and use it. It's an effort to clean. It is an effort to clean. The 823 is the only pen I use for long writing sessions. Greg, what other Pilot pens use the same nib as the 823? The 912s, which are a standard cartridge converter filling pen. One of the great Pilot pens. The fine nib on an 823 is really fine. It is fine, yeah. So Japanese fines are finer. Like if you did a Pelican fine next to a Japanese fine, there's gonna be like 3 line width differences, right? How does the 823 F-nib compare to a Sailor F-nib? I find the Sailor F-nibs to be firmer and slightly more feedbackier. The F-nibs are a little bit softer and a little bit glossier, but I mean that in very, very small terms. Thunder Viking 29 months. What up, nerds? What up, nerds? Pensachi has the clear one. What are they charging for that nowadays? Because I don't think they've really raised the price that much. It's not that hard to clean, but it's a lot of vacuuming. An F-nib would be too broad for my writing. Okay. There you go. You can get those in extra fine or you can get them modified. My usual line of writing is about 2 millimeters. Okay. So there you go. Thank you, Get Composted. I am tracking now. So it would be too wide for regular use, and therefore you wouldn't use it. Tracking. 912s are smaller. I always get that confused. So 912s are 10s, and 823s are 15s. Thank you. I do that every time we talk about this, don't I? 912s are 10 size, Pilot 10 size nibs. 823s are Pilot 15 size nibs. So the 743 is what you're looking for. Thank you all. I mess that up every time. My Pelican fine has the tipping material of the broad. Yep. I feel like it's a big jump between the Pilot F and M sometimes, VPs in particular. I'm finding that with my 74. So I ordered a medium on purpose where I would normally prefer a fine or an extra fine in this pen. But I enjoy my Sailor mediums so much. Like it's just a clean, consistent line. This is a little bit broader of a medium than I was hoping. But that's how Pilot designs their nibs. They're a little bit softer, a little bit rounder. Yeah, 3 tiers of nib size: Japanese, European, and Pelican. That's a fact. 823 is a lot easier to clean than a Parker vac. Oh man, I'm so behind. I missed the deleted messages. Darn it. Thank you for uh thank you all for blocking those messages. I didn't even see them. Can I see them in the logs over here? Oh, I see them. It's just gibberish. Okay. Just gibberish. Auburn fan, 2 months of subbing. Thank you so much. 8 total months of subbing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. War Eagle. War fountain pens. 74 in teal is the pen for me. It's really good. What is this KPM? Oh, that's the nib chart. Yep. I love this chat this morning. I'm way behind on chat. Brad, which do you prefer for line quality? Pilot PO or Platinum UEF? Boy, that is a really good question. Pilot PO. And if you're defining line quality as consistency, which is how I'm defining line quality, because the Platinum UEF tines spread more than the PO, which is not designed to move. So therefore it's a consistent shaped line, where the UEF, you can modify the line, right? So if you mean by line quality as consistency, it's the PO, and I don't even think it's close. But if that's not exactly what you're going for, like, they're different, right? They're different. Looking at 743 instead of the 823. I just need to get a 743 to test with. The writing experience, it should be close. I mean, it's a larger pen. If you use the Con 70 converter, it adds weight to it. And while it may not be the full weightiness of the 823, it's gonna be good. Like, I think you'll be happy with that. Yeah, the Pilot PO is glorious, but in a very different way. That is right. Ordered an Auto HUD 07 and asked it to be tuned to make Pelican jealous of how much ink it puts down. Pelican's in a league of its own. Yeah, totally. Crazy. I have a 912 PO and a 3776 UEF. Anyone loves needle points. Babal Carasso of FPV nibs. That's excellent. Nice. That's good to know. Get composted. The UEF feels fragile. You can, like, I don't get that feeling, but I understand the sentiment. Like, it's just sharper, and it moves more. It physically moves more than the posting, just from a design perspective. How's the 845? I don't know. Like, I don't have a 743 or an 845. I don't have any of that range of Pilot, because they usually only do them with gold trim and basic colors. Like, I'm down for gold trim if they gave me like a cool color to go with it. Give me brown or orange, or like, they have so many basic resins that they use. I don't know why I can't get it. 845 is too expensive. Yeah. That's probably on my list this year if I ever get to travel. Like, I'm not going to Philadelphia. Who knows about Baltimore? Who knows? I'm starting to get antsy though. All right, let me show you what I got going on today. I love this Pilot talk though, and I'm gonna continually get those nibs wrong. Sorry, just getting a little notebook here. Okay. 742s and 743s are Japanese exclusives. Yeah. I do start to get those numbers confused myself, because I haven't researched them that much. Like, like the picture in my head of which model's which. I was gonna ink up you own a needlepoint, Alan? What's wrong with you? Thanks, Brad, for not traveling. Yeah, it is not even a consideration at this point. Like, no way. Not even considering. All right. Let's flip the switch. Hey, Bayou. All right. Woo. All right. I just had to put stuff here. So I'm out of room on my desk a lot. So, Bruce, in case you were wondering, you always ask me about my storage. So I have 2 types of storage that I keep in my shelf. Sorry, they have a like a plexiglass thing, so my lights are gonna mess it up. So we'll get into these in a second, but this is just a repurposed cigar box that I bought from a guy named Bama Pen. I don't know if he still makes them or not. And then this is the Retro 51 bamboo tray that I use for fountain pens. So I have two of these. I have two of these bigger trays. So I have two of these trays, and then 6 of the cigar boxes. And then I have other pens in different storage situations. So we're going to go through all this in just a second. So yeah, these were like 50 or 60 bucks. And then the cigar boxes are like 35 or 40 bucks. So I guess we can do the sailors first, since I know exactly what I want to do here, which is rare. So let me make some room. But we'll go through them first. So I haven't had any like standard sailors inked up in a while. And right now I just have a Pilot and Aurora inked up. Right, so medium nib, Pilot, and then the flexi nib, Aurora. So that's the only ones I have inked up. I want that SD Montana Sapphire. That was a gift from Kenro to me, and it's one of the coolest things I've ever gotten. Not gonna lie. So we'll do a little show and tell. I think a lot of y'all have seen this before. There is an interloper in here, down here on the end. One very favorite pen that we'll get to that in a minute. So 2 King of Pens in here. I have a third one. It was just in the cleaning stash and hasn't been put back in yet. So this is the 1911 Tangerine. This is the one Mike and I talk about a lot. I got Gina at Custom Nib Studio to put a stub nib on the medium nib. This is just a awesome writer. The Yellow Mini has a good fun story to it. I think you were at that pen show, Sarah, where an old Sailor distributor showed up at the Atlanta Pen Show and basically just threw all our stuff on the table. And this is the green mosaic that I've shared with y'all. Broad nib on this one. I haven't inked that up in a while. It's not getting inked up today. I need to get my Sailor tune. Writes a bit funny. It might. Yeah, they're a little bit different. Yes, I was, but I missed it. Didn't have budget. Grad student life. Yeah. So we had like a bum rush. She had like about 10 minis. So I got one. This is one of my favorite writers. Just the 1911 S, the small one. It's got a pretty small nib on here. What does it have? Medium fine. So this is just a good writing pen. Really good pocket pen. Something I enjoy a lot. This one I need to ink up. I haven't in a while. This is a very particular pen. This is the YY Pen Club. Is that what it's called? YY Pen Club? Yeah, YY Pen Club. This is the one we call the Pizza Planet pen. If you've ever heard on the podcast us referring to the Pizza Planet pen, it's because the logo, it's going to be really hard to see here. This is the logo. Basically, if you're familiar with Pizza Planet on Toy Story, that's what the etching looks like on this pen. It's just impossible to get on the camera. There we go. So I'll call it the Pizza Planet pen. And then I took this pen. I think they only had one nib size. So this is a fine nib. And I took this pen to San Francisco, and this has a Nagahara needlepoint grind on it. It cost me like $90 to get this grind done by him, which is crazy. So this pen was really expensive for the rarity of the pen and the amount of money I put into it afterwards. And it's awesome. It just writes really, 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 really well. But I haven't used it in a while. So I need to do that. That's on the list. I already know which one I'm inking in here, and when we get to it, I'll show you. This is another Rialo. This is the Ink of the Witch, the Bung Box. Do you like his grind? I need to use it more. And it's also... short versions, yes. I have more luck with UEF discounted. I have more luck with steel needlepoint grinds, the way my writing is. But yeah, I think he did. I think he did good. Are all your KOPs 1911? No, I have the Pro Gear Sky, but that one was just cleaned, and that's in the stash that I have not just put back yet. So I have a Pro Gear. Yeah, this is the great Ink of the Witch finial. Let's see if we can get that in here. That's going to be hard to see. But it's got a Rodden Witch's hat. You can kind of make it out. There we go. So it has a Rodden Witch's hat in the top. And this isn't a black pen. It's really, really... It's like the darkest burgundy that you can imagine. I don't know if you can see it here. I don't know if you can catch any of the reddishness here. I bought this secondhand. Yeah, needlepoint playdate for sure. So I bought this secondhand, and like this is the dark, like this is like a 95% translucent burgundy, right? It is almost black. But if you look at it in the right light, it's actually the most slightest fraction of translucency. Let's see if I can get a light in it. I don't know if that would help or not. There you go. So that's the Ink of the Witch pen. How sweet is that? That's wicked. But when you just have it, it looks black. You can kind of see it here. Try not to blind y'all. So yeah, that's what it looks like. It's really... I had no idea it was that color till I got it, to be perfectly honest. I just assumed it was black. So, yeah, looks like... I mean, this is it next to a standard black resin pen, right? This is a solid, non-translucent black resin. So you just can't tell... You can't tell the color at all in this pen. When they're side by side, you tell it's lighter, but you just think it's a lighter black. But it's actually translucent burgundy, which is wild. One of the cooler materials I have. This is the old Imperial Black, kind of the satiny one. Black luster. I haven't used this pen in a long time, and I use it so much I start to wear off the plating a little bit, which is fine. It doesn't bother me. It's a well-loved pen. It's really, really good. They got really expensive. Like I bought mine years ago when they were like in the 200s. And now they're like in the 400s, and I'm not sure it's as worth it now. I bought this one from Schmevelin. This is the Schmevelin pen. This is one I kind of regretted not buying in the beginning. Is this one called Wicked Witch? This is another witchy one, which I like. Yeah, Wicked Witch. So that's a great one. The only one in this time frame that I've wanted that I don't have, and I could still probably find, is the ringless Epinard, which is the 1911 in the olive green without the cap band. I didn't think I liked it at first, but I kind of like it, but I just haven't wanted to spend the money on it. I don't know how much I'll use it. The Imperial Black pricings, they went off. The Imperial Black pricing went up way before Sailor's last year's price increase. It was like 2 years. So this is the Ocean. This is another slightly translucent, maybe opaque one. This is the one I write with all the time that makes my handwriting so good, that Dan Smith did the nib grind on this. It's a medium fine with a cursive italic grind. And I rave about it so much. Dan put at one point he put like the Brad special grind on there because I wouldn't shut up about it, how good it made my handwriting. More, I have not found my Shungyo. I had such a good pen and it's missing. The sad part is that's not even the most important pen that's in that batch that's missing. This is the Fujiyama Blue. Brad, can I just say you and your streaming are more than a dream come true. Love you, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It really helps me, too. I really enjoy doing it. I like chit-chatting about pens. Gives us a place to come in here and hang out. So, yeah, this is the Fujiyama Blue. This is... How many rounds of this? 3? I want to say this is like round 3 of this one. Another, it's a Mount Fuji rod and finial that, again, I'm not going to be able to get in the camera. There we go. And I've taken an up-close picture of this on my Instagram. It has like a creek, like a little painted creek in there. It's really wild. This is the bung box one with the metal section, right? This is a really cool one. I really like the metal section ones, right? The pins will turn up one day, Tessa, because they're not lost, they're misplaced, right? And as I get knock wound down, I'm going to be able to really get in there. So the bung box pink that Tessa was mentioning, this was actually the first round of this one with the kind of clover looking finial. Also rod and finial. So it's a 4-leaf clover in pink. Rod, and that was the first batch. Again, this was like the 3rd round of this one, but this was the first one. This is one of the greatest pins ever made, in my opinion. Just with the black plating against the pink sparkle. Like, no one should do this, right? But they did. It actually kind of matches my shirt now that I think about it. You can tell it's my aesthetic, right? Like, this is like the black and pink, right? They shouldn't have made this pen, but it was one of the early bung box pens. And they gave me a special stub nib on this, which I don't have another Sailor stub nib. I've never seen another Sailor stub nib. They usually come in a zoom nib. Let me see what they even stamped this as. Yeah, I'm not usually into pink, but it's beautiful. That's exactly what I think about this. So yeah, it's just S, which I don't know that you. It's stamped S. So, and they just call it stub, right? So I don't know how often you can get this nib in anything. You don't see it. You see zoom nibs all the time, sometimes the music nibs. But when I ordered it, they said we have a surprise for you when it comes. I was like, okay. And that's what it was. So that's pretty cool. I don't have a recent writing sample of it, but I will have to do that now that I remember that it's a stub nib. And then this is the older, I don't want to say original version of the Mini, the Sapporo Mini. This was before, what do they call them? The smaller ones now, that don't have the threading on the back. Sailor MS, medium stubs. So this is one of the, when they called them Sapporo Minis, that was what this one was. So yeah, the pilots have stubs. They're called SU for SUTAB, SUTAB. So do they call the new ones Slim Minis also? And they just changed the threading on the back, I think. So this is basically better than like the small Pro Gears. I don't know, I just think they're cool. So so this has, I don't know, I got this has a broad nib, but I got Mark Backus to put a cursive italic on it. So this is a great pen. This one I'll just pop in some of the Sailor cartridges in, right? Because it's not going to fit a converter. Regular PG Mini still has the threads. Gotcha. So this one won't take the converters. So I'll just pop in the black, or I'll pop in the Seibuku or the Nano Black cartridges in here. Usually Nano Black. Pro Gear Slim grip diameter equal 1911 standard. Yes. I'm not going to say for a fact without like measuring it or seeing the markings, but I think they're designed that front end to be the same because it's the same nib, right? How do you like the Slim Mini? It's great. It's better than the standards. I know that doesn't really show you anything. I could get out the calipers, but they look identical. So this front end's designed to fit this exact same nib. So I believe they're the exact same diameter, same taper shape, same lip, everything. Sailor Black cartridges are great. What is it about yellow pens? I don't know. Yellow pens and white pens, for some reason, you don't see a lot of them. And it's just cool. I don't know what it is. So this is the Platinum UEF. Why is this one in here? Because it's my most used platinum, and this tray is handy, and I don't have a lot of other platinums that I keep out in the trays. So this is just here for special occasions. Especially, and because it's awesome. Yeah, because I need easy access to this pen. That is why it lives right there. So sometimes you got to make brand exceptions. You need, if this tray is going to be easy access, and this is also needs to be easy access, and it's a Japanese pen and it kind of fits in with this group, it gets to go here. So you'll notice the one I skipped. This is the one we're going to ink up today. So this was the 5th anniversary. What did they call this one? Ipitsu? I apologize. I'm blanking on the name. So this is the 5th anniversary bung box sailor that they made special. And yes, Power Belly knows the story. So there's a story to this pen. So this has like the matte black Impitsu. No, it doesn't. I forget the name. I can look it up. Just look up Sailor 5th Anniversary pen. So this has like the black luster cap, right? But it has obviously a different logo on the top. Ibisu, maybe. I'll have to look it up. We can find it pretty easy. And then it has like a 1911 shimmer, gold shimmer, black satin cap. Settle down, get composted, no stickers. What golden brown ink are you putting in that? You'll see. You know it's going to matchy. And then it has the metal section. So this was the pen that, I don't know if y'all remember, this pen went for a roll off my light box. I was taking pictures of it for something, and I just had it sitting in my light box, and then I had it uncapped, so it just rolled off and fell tip down and did, this. The nib was like this. So I sent it to Mark Backus. I sent it to Mark, and I said, hey, can you fix this nib? So what's the stop? What do I have on here? This is the Dramatic Fall Sailor, yes. So do y'all know what nib it has on it now? So this is an extra fine nib, all right? And it went for a tumble. And so I said, Mark, can you fix it? He said, I can fix it, but how about we do something cooler? So what Mark did was kind of posted it, right? It has this tip down. So it's not a needle point, but it has a hook in it now. So it's bent down. You can't have the full bend like a posting nib, but he knows how I write and what my style is. So not only did he fix it, he bent it, purposefully bent the tip of this so I could have a posting style extra fine. Made it better, right? So this is a really cool pen. And it gives you just kind of that writing angle, Carol, that kind of works for people who write like really tiny and fine, to where you, like, I can keep my angle good, right? I don't have to necessarily manipulate my angle. My writing angle hits this kind of hook down. So that's the one we're going to ink up today. It's great. So yeah, did y'all figure out the name of this one? I'll have to look it up. So I will find the name of this real quick because it's going to bug me. Ibisu? I don't know why that's ringing a bell. So that one is getting inked up. And we'll do the inking at the end, but I'll tell you what ink is going to get in here. I'll show you that ink. So since these cases are made for the Retro 51s, the bigger pens, you have to turn the nib sideways because it's higher than the wall. So for these big fat pens, like if you have a whole big tray of big pens, you probably wouldn't like the way this fits. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Can you do a comparison to a regular EF? I'm thinking, Carol, if I have a stock Sailor EF. Yebis is the name of that pen. Why does that not even ring a bell? But I believe y'all. I believe. What is the ink color called? You can help me with one of those? I bet you can. What am I thinking of? Sorry, it's going to bug me. Yebis, huh? I have never heard that name in my life. That's why I'm confused. Oh well. Cool. All right. So let me move this out of the way, just so I have room for later. Okay. So that's one we're inking up. I'll look back on those extra fine, on those sailors to see if I have an extra fine nib. I am really racking my brain, Carol, that I might not. They're either modified or... Yeah, I'll look back through there. All right. Oh, I was going to show you the ink. So we're going to go with this Pannonia Gold. What did we decide this is called? That's what we're inking this with. So it's this new Pannonia color that I think is going to look really, really good. Ibisu was one of the 100th anniversary inks? Maybe. So this is going to be a little bit more yellow than gold, right? But I think the color is going to be really good on the page. Yeah, Ibisu was... I think you're right. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that at the end. We're going to ink everything up at the same time. So, and depending on how many we do. We're doing at least one pen inking today. I don't know if I can be convinced to do more, but I probably will. I mean, you know me. All right, let's look at this. Oh, yeah, I already know one that I'm going to ink up out of here. So, all right. So this box, we'll go through this one just like we did last one. Sorry, I just like to get everything lined up so y'all can see it. All right, we'll start over here with the Esther Brooks. Ink them all. See, is my Sailor collection larger or smaller than you thought it would be? That the only one missing is the Sky King of Pen. So 04A, that's exactly what's getting inked up out of this batch. So we'll get to that. That's that Elmo right there. That's exactly the one that I have chosen to get inked up. We are not inking all the pens. I would not be able to sleep at night. I already can't sleep at night. All right. So this was kind of my first SD. It took me a while. Again, SD was one I was later to the bandwagon on just because I took a wait and see approach, right? Like find the color, wait for the color that you want, wait for the trim that you want. I stole the nib here clearly for something. So we're not going to ink this one up today. I think this one I was using the modifier to put in the vintage nibs in. Bungbox Ibisu ink is gold. Then that's what I'm thinking of. Yabisu and Ibisu are spellings of the same god of good luck. Okay, so I'm not completely crazy. No Stromboli. We'll see when we get there. Probably not today. So I think I'd been switching this one out for the nibs. So there you go. But this is the lilac. It's a great color. I thought you'd have more sailors. Yeah, I'll probably have another. I don't know if there's any more that I need to sell. That's a pretty good batch. I don't know that there's any sailors I'm actively looking to sell. So this is the Montana Sapphire, and this has the journaler nib in it. So, I mean, that's just sparkle-tastic, right? Like this was like the premium, mega premium upgrade version, material version of the lilac. Almost twice the price. I still don't know that it's worth twice the price. But I mean, look at that. I mean, y'all are just going, good grief, right? Like this is a stunner. Like the once I got this in person, I was like, fine, I get it. Like, granted, I got it for free, so consider me biased there. But it's better than I thought. I still think the price is pretty, like, it's a lot. Like this is in the 300s, and this is like 150. Naperville, 13 months of subbing. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Craig and Ariana also appreciate you. I'm gonna turn them off though. So yeah, like, are these is this one worth twice as much as this one? Man, that's a tough sell. It's a tough sell, but I mean, but you can't argue. Like, I'm not gonna argue against this. Who's gonna argue against this, right? This was also the first one, Ileana. This is like when the first batch were the colors in this group, the three colors in this group, and we're all like, whoa, like $330 or whatever they were. We're all like, whoa, that's crazy. I think it's ended up working out for them. I don't know, but I mean, you can't argue with the sparkle, but the price, it's up to you. All right, so we were talking yesterday on the podcast about the Leonardo. This is the mango, right? So I guess the other one with the cross hatch. Hey, good morning, Toasty. The mosaics. They call it the spaghetti acrylic, just the way it's formed. Someone was asking about the taper on these. What did the taper look like? So there's a slight taper to a point on each end of these pins. Is that more like a Bennu surface sparkle or a deeper sparkle? It's a deeper sparkle. It has depth to it. Is that an Against Me shirt? It is an Against Me shirt. Well, it's a Laura Jane Grace solo shirt. This was the Four Seasons landscaping concert she did, like in September or something like that. I wish I could have gone, but I was like, I'm getting that shirt. So yeah, this pin is a carnival. So what Mike doesn't like is how this doesn't line up. Like the acrylic stripes don't line up. But for this one, for the way Leonardo does it, every individual section is different, which I think completely works, right? Like if you tried to line it up and you couldn't, like this Monte Grappa actually does line up, right? But if that was off, that would drive me more crazy than just this being more of a randomizer, right? So this is a real randomizer. Acrylic, and I like it. I just remember Mike had a problem with my blue Hawaii, how the stripes didn't run from top to bottom, and I'm like, the way they design these pins is like, that doesn't faze me one bit. I think it looks great. So this pin actually made me sell my blue Hawaii. Well, more closely, this one. This is the Rose Lilac. I forget the exact name. This is like, I love this acrylic. This is a really good acrylic, and it's got the rose gold trims. And I got a medium nib with a stub grind from Gina again. So I should mention how long I spent trying to line up my mango. Yeah, like I get it. Like you want to do it, right? But I've just accepted the fact that you just don't do it. So I really like this color. Listen, my friends, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. So I really enjoy this color. I enjoy using this pen probably more than the mango, just because, I don't know, the color just really works for me. So this was the Tulip Fox, the Michael J. Fox Foundation one that Pen Chalet sent me. This is kind of when I figured out I like the Elmo, even though this was like a really expensive model, but it's just because it had the special clip and was a more limited edition of it. But when I got the opportunity and they came out with some cool Elmo colors, this is the one I bought. I forget this one. I just call this one the Marina Trench, but it's got some flower name. Is it the Marina Trench or Mariana Trench? I forget the name, but it looks like an ocean trench, right? Elmo is cartridge converter, correct. Mariana Trench, I think is what it's called. So this is the one that Mariana's Trench, thank you. I like my Elmo, but it's not even close. Yeah, so this was just like I ordered this online. I didn't get to pick. And you can see it's got purple in it. It's got green in it, which you really can't see when you're looking at it. All down here. This was the pen that made me rewrite and rethink some of the $150 to $200 price range pens, because it's really simple. It's really cool materials. It writes exceptionally well. It was like $199. It wasn't like $150, so it was closer to the $200. And then they went and changed the design. Yes, the Fantasy Bloom series, right? So they had that yellow one, a green one, and then this blue one, I think, were the three colors. Also, I think then they have a stock black one that wasn't in the Fantasy Bloom series. Thank you, my Chila. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So yeah, this was that Fantasy Bloom series. I can't remember the real name of this, but it definitely had a flower name. And then, yeah, so I just kind of fell in love with this pen. And Blue Cross Gentian, thank you. And this was the easy name, Toasty Treat. I remember the other two, I think, were even more extreme. Blue Cross Gentian is the real name. So yes, it has metal threads. And the other thing that changed around the time that they made this pen is when they switched over to Yovo from Bach, right? So this has the Yovo nib in it, which is great. What did I get? Extra fine? Can you ever tell on these? Yeah, extra fine. So, I mean, just a standard cartridge converter pen, but it just feels good, right? It just feels good. And then they went and changed them last year, the Elmo, and they have more external shiny hardware. The price might have gone up. I haven't tried one of the new ones. Mine was part of the first run. It has a Yovo and non-metal threads. Nice. So yeah, and it lines up, every time there. So it's just, I'm very happy with this pen. So we're gonna ink this pen up today. This one will be a little bit more difficult color decision, but I have a couple of options for it. So there we go. So that one stays out. So that was the plan, was to ink those two pens up. Anything else I wasn't thinking about. Visconti Homo Sapiens Blizzard. I'm still shocked at how much I enjoy this pen. And I shouldn't be. Like, I've been wanting this forever, ever. And then they finally, again, this is like we were talking about the 823 in the beginning, and we're talking about the Esterbrook. I waited and waited and waited until I found the one that fit my style, right? Brad, are you content and happy with your current library art collection? Sounds like you found joy in all these for beautiful stories and the way you feel. Yep, totally. So like if I don't have these like strong feelings about the pens, that's when they go up for sale, right? So, yeah. I'm very happy. So, yeah, again, I'll link this back up soon. Actually, probably really soon, just not today. And I'll continue to enjoy this. I'll eventually review this one this year. Might there be two versions? Look like the old is 01 and the new is 02. We talking about the Elmo? So yeah, the Homo Sapiens, the Kasama, these are two of my favorite pens just in general. I'm not going to ink them up because they've been recently inked. Same with the Stromboli, if y'all were asking earlier about the Stromboli. But I love this pen. Like this is when I ink this pen up, it is really hard to not use this pen. Like it's that good. Like it kind of usurps all the other pens when I ink it up. I didn't think I would like this grip section. Turns out I do. How do you deal with it not having the ink window that's on the Homo Sapiens? I deal with it very poorly, Skogsy. So the first time I ran it out of ink, I was out of town, and I ran it out. Thank you, Cocolina. That grip section was painful for me. I get it. It's very weird. It's super concave. Posture check. Do you have a traditional grip, Toasty Treat? I forget from watching you write. So I have a standard, your standard tripod grip. So my fingers actually fit right in the huge groove. If you don't fit in this, it's going to be really annoying because it's super wide and super big and super heavy. I didn't think it was going to work for me. But once I got it, I realized pretty quick that, yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that. So, yeah, really, really love this pen. And this has one of the wild Mark Bacchus nib grides on it. I don't know which one. You have a quadrupod grip, so a little more like this. Yeah, I could see that. So I always forget the name. I have a name of this one. Borking. I forget the name of the grind I have on this one. I'll have to look it up. It's like one of the Blade Terps or one of those. One of the normal weird ones, not one of the weird ones. Ebonite Feed 2, yeah. I don't think it's a Predator. I'll actually have to go look it up, but I don't know. It could be. I'll just have to go look it up. But I'll check in my email for that. So this is the Monte Grappa. Does Toasty, do you know what this one is? Y'all can probably see it in here if you look close enough. Someone's at our house and I don't know who or why. I'm listening. Anyway, another pen that I love. Yeah, it's the Drum Ghouls Special Edition Monte Grappa. They did like 3 years. Yeah, they did it like 3 years ago. The last time I was there, or 2 trips ago there, this was one they had made for the shop, which is a really cool material. I love this Monte Grappa. Monte Grappa. I just love the build. This one has like the ratchet piston in here. So it's a built-in piston, but it has a ratcheting system, so you can just go down and back inside there. So that's the piston mechanism working up and down. So that's why the this pen did so well, because it's just built really well. Again, this is around when they switched to the Yovo nibs. Yeah, it's just a lot. It's the good material in there. The only thing I've never loved about this pen was the cap band. Like you said, there's a lot going on, and even with the solid colors, they'll do like a solid black, solid blue, solid lilac. They have the same cap band, and I think if they just did away with the cap band, that really just looks like like a Santa hat trim. Like, it would be an even better design, or just had something a little bit different with the cap band. I think everything, all the other part of the design, it's Monte Grappa, right? Probably seen it because in a billion times, but that color doesn't appeal to me. Yeah, it's a weird color. I like it, but I do use like darker greens and weird browns and stuff with this. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out who's here. I'm gonna have to go check. My wife's here, so that's why I hadn't gotten up. Yeah, Finial, so the 1912. But yeah, it's Monte Grappa. Their designs are really sometimes outrageous. So, the ratchet thing, it does anything different other than make a noise? No, I mean, it's just the piston. It's the piston mechanism. But it allows it to not have the back end of the pen rise to like really move up or down, right? It stays self-contained, if you will. And then we have the Stromboli. This was the first batch of the Jonathan Brooks materials that Leonardo did. And it's just like a big honking pen. Really good extra fine gold nib. So this is the difference in the filling systems, right? Some pistons have like a physical move, right? So that's why the ratchet just keeps it in the same place. That's the difference in the piston system. Yeah, the swirls are just madness on this pen. It's wild, wild. This one's like very extreme in like the range of swirls. It's got some very fine, narrow swirls and some very broad swirls. Yes, it's a grande. So this is the big one. It's almost too big for me. Like, I think about, is this the right pen for me? And I just can't bear to part with it. But it's really big for me. The nib is great, though, and the feel is great, and the style is great. Where's the Brooks Lamy? No, I saw that. It's here this morning. It's in one of these. It's in a different storage case like this. So, yeah. That is a Leonardo, yes. Leonardo Momento Zero Grande. They don't have this color anymore, but they made some new colors that are really, really nice. So, no, I saw the purple Brooks Lamy this morning. So, we can bring in, what we should do is I should just ink up those two pens today, and then we can get some more next week, some more cases in here. I think it's got an 8 nib in it, right? That's a big honkin', it's a big nib. Yeah, so this would be a 6 size nib. I don't know, it's only slightly bigger, so I don't know. I'll have to check. It looks like it's slightly bigger. Someone want to check that out? So yeah, what I'll do, I'll ink up the these two pens today, and then we'll do 2 more on Tuesday. I'll bring out some more pen cases. What does the bottom look like? Is that what you mean? And then the top, oh, the feed. So the feeds are like the nice sculpted ebonite feeds. The ink flow from this extra fine, man, it's a treat to write with. Like, it really, really flows. So this is a number 6 size. I think it's a 6. Yeah, you're probably right. Just received receipt for my Pinac renewal. It didn't go to spam, did it? Are you going to renew? I'm just kidding. Thank you, Archdust. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't know that I own a number 8 nib. Like, Ian Schoen sent me the fitting for my Ultim, but I don't have a number 8 nib to go in it. All right. So that's what we've picked today. We're going to do the Sailor. That could explain the variation. Yeah, maybe so. This was the first one. So this was in that very first batch of 50 or whatever it was. 6 versus 8 is based on the width. Gotcha. I have an 8 that doesn't write. Does that count? Yeah, that's why I get it so confused all the time. It's like, you got to remember, I'm not that smart. I can't handle all this differentiation. It's too confusing. All right. So we know what we're doing with this one. P6 is out today. I need to get one of those new ones. I haven't looked yet. I'll probably need to get, what I need to do is get a peak. Can you consider a permanent ink in the Sailor? Not today, but I'll do a different permanent ink, and if I can find an extra fine Sailor, I will do that. This is the 5th anniversary bung box. This is the one that I dropped. It is alt Goldgrün. Wow, what a pick. That was a real strange pick, Mafia Geek, that you nailed. This is the pen that I dropped, and then had Mark Bacchus did kind of like a posting, kind of a hook style on the nib when he was fixing it from the damage. I hope you're doing well, Celery Man. I about dropped in there yesterday. I saw you streaming like Tuesday, and I was like, oh, I gotta go. And I didn't drop in, but I will. How's the book writing going? You have the mega book project. It's because I like that color. See, my normal Roaring Klingner colors are Salix and Scabiosa, right? The iron gall ones. But when I was trying to pick out some interesting inks to use today, I was like, I haven't used Alt Goldgrün in a while, and it's such a good, underrated ink. Really good color. So we're definitely doing this Pannonia Gold for the 5th anniversary pen. So now we got to pick something for this pen. So that's going here. So the Elmo, so we have Sailor Manyo Akibi, which, you know, that will kind of match like the magenta-y purple here, right? This is a really great color. And I didn't bring these in necessarily to match with these. I was like, what inks haven't I used in a while? So that's this one. Good morning, Chris. How are you? So this might look pretty good in here, like as a good alternate, you know, color. That's actually, I'm probably leaning towards this like pretty easily. Then we have the Alt Goldgrün. Yeah, good complementary color, right? I brought this in here because I didn't know how many pens I was going to ink up. I thought this might come up. I don't have a green inked up. I know you can't see this. If you don't know what Alt Goldgrün looks like, go look on the internet. I know I have a review up, and you'll find other reviews. I just don't know that it's the right match for this pen. This one, if I was doing it, even though it's got green in it, I'd want a brighter green or like the Viper green or just other greens that I use too much. Would be a good match. I like Akibi better than this for this pen. I found a picture of what the nib looked like when you dropped it. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Share that in the chat if you have the link. If you have the ability and have it handy, share that in the chat. And avert your eyes. So in this one, I just pulled out this Tasha ink that I have not used. Oh, is that it? Let's see here. So yeah, that's when it fell. Whoops. See if I have the before and after on Instagram. Yeah. Yipes. So that's the one downside to the metal grip sections is it weights the pen if it falls, right? So that metal nib section goes straight down. Right? That's the one downside of these metal grip sections because it is super, super bottom weighted. All right, so I don't have a... Let me see if I can find the alternate. Yeah, it's now a Dude nib, and they are very slippery, yeah. But this one just rolled off my photo booth thing. It just rolled and went bloop. I don't know if I have an after picture on Instagram. I should, though. You'd think that would be something that I'd Instagram. I just didn't want to scroll through. I didn't want to burn y'all's eyes while I scrolled through really fast trying to find that picture. Yeah, the metal grip section on the Lamy 2000 makes it act like a lawn dart. Yeah, same thing. Well, I'm a terrible penfluencer if I don't have an after picture. Ooh, I need to ink up my Bennu pen. Oh, in my Y Studio. See, you shouldn't look through my my own Instagram. Sorry, this is terrible content, but I'm just curious now. Did you find it, Ryan? Yeah, I was thinking if I had an individual one, I'll bring that one up. Is there an individual one? There's me using the pen. I just wonder if I had a better... Here it is. Oh, no. That was it. So, okay. So let me show you this. Hez helps. Thank you for the follow. All right. Whoops. So this is what Mark did at first, right? From this, let me get it back. All right. So that's what happened, right? Then this is what Mark did, right? This is what he moved it straight. But before he sent it back to me, he said, hey, you know what I could do? So that's how, like, that's crazy, right? So, like, it went from this to this. And then I don't have a great angle of it here, but this was it in use. So I need to take a better picture of it. When I ink it up now, I'll do a better picture of it. Do I have any more here? Oh, there you go. I thought I had something. So that's it. There we go. Whew. I'm only partially crazy. Yes, page through. Thank you. So that's what we went to. So that was the progression of failure, fix, specialty. So that was how that went. So very cool. Very cool. I will take a new picture of it. Ooh, look at that feed. Fancy. What pen is that? My Aurora, my Pelican. All right, cool. All right, back to the inking. All right, so the other one, which I don't think I'm going to put in the Elmo, it's too much blue going on there, is the Tasha Fukaki Hanada, which I've never used this ink. So I was trying to find some inks that I haven't used, and this just looks like a bright blue, you know, like a Konpeki sky high type of blue, which I think is, I want more contrast with this, so I'm going to do a Kibi. So that was all the ink I brought in here, but I'm going to keep these inks in here for Tuesday, and we'll do some different inks. Before I ink it up, how about I do a giveaway? It's been, yeah, over an hour. So let me do a giveaway real quick, and then we'll ink these pens up here. All right, so let me pop over to the screen, then let me turn around and see what we're going to do. Thing I have on nibs that are repaired is I feel they will feel a bit mushy after the repair. Not these. I mean, Sailor, I don't have a lot of, fortunately, I don't have a lot of experience with failed drop nibs. Sailor nibs are so firm, even though that's a 21 karat gold nib. Yeah, I don't know that I would have noticed any difference, right? Let's see. All right, let's do this. I told Sarah I'd order her one of these, and they were out of stock. But I want to get her one of the new colors, so I'm not going to send her this one. Sorry, Sarah. This is the Moonman glass dip nib pen. That's super stinky. Whoops. So you have to air this out if you win this. Come on, camera. But this is their new-ish glass dip nib. So I'll get Sarah. I'm gonna get you one of the one of the blue ones, or one of the ones that you picked out. So yeah, this is really cool. Good orange. It's not quite as strong as some of the Noodlers, but whew, just don't do this. Like, you can't smell it from here, but if you do like this, whew. So yeah, they were out of stock of them, which I was surprised, Sarah. But they only had two color models in. Yeah, mine seems to be an outlier. So whoever wins this, you will have to sniff this. Do a sniff test and prove everyone that I'm not crazy. But you can also modify it into a traditional fountain pen. So it's kind of like a dip nib. If I win, I'm sending you a sniff test, please. All right, so let's give this away. So this is the Moonman. Does this have a model name? We'll just call it glass nib. All right, let's do it. I just sniffed it to be sure. We sniff pins here. That's what we should change the about page to, is like we sniff pins. All right. All right, let's do this giveaway. Then we're going to do some ink testing. Yeah, right? Very pen addict move right there. All right. Giveaway is open. You just have to type in !raffle. You don't have to be a follower, a subscriber. You don't have to live in the US. You can just be you. And if you win, you have to say, "Hi, I'm me." And then you have to email me your shipping address. Them's the rules. We also sniff pens. You're also required to sniff this pen when you get it. This wouldn't be the first pen that's been sniffed on this channel. Facts. Not the first ink either. Oh, that brunch set. Rebuzzles knows about that brunch set. Does this ink smell? Yeah, smells inky. New t-shirt slogan? Yeah, definitely. All right, so before... Yeah, I got about 40 seconds left to get in on the raffle. Before we ink these... Brad, you have a pen addiction to smelling pens and ink. I mean, sometimes you gotta take one for the team, Bruce. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, right? Sometimes you just gotta take one for the team. One second, and done. All right, let's pick a winner. A teeny bird. A teeny bird. Have you won? Have you won a giveaway before? Maybe. Yes, no, maybe. I don't think so. Maybe a first time. First one. Nice. Nice. All right, so I'm putting your name on here, and then you're going to email me your shipping address to hello@penaddict.com. Yeah, you do. I mean, sniffing the ink is not too bad of a thing, right? Because, like, I've got some older inks that I might need to double check. All right, a teeny bird. Congratulations. Zero Win Club is shrinking. I love it. All right, let's first up. I'm gonna do a little. I like knowing like my range of colors that I have here. This is gonna bother me. Sorry, I have to have my little sheet. My Monteverde pumpkin cake is getting smelly and I'm upset about it. They had a batch, Monteverde had a bad batch. I don't know what they were, which inks it was, but didn't they have a recall at some point? I have a bottle of horse ink I won as a door prize. I still haven't felt brave enough. So we've done the horse ink smelling. We've done the Diatramentus smellings. Horse is it's rough. It's rough. Leave that for a dip nib or something like that. Hey, Happy New Year, Theo. Glad you're here. All right, so I have 2 pens inked up right now. So I don't know why I make little squares to do my little ink colors in, but I do. Because I never fill them in all the way. So this is the Pilot. And this is... All right. Thunder Viking with the gifted sub to Teeny Bird. Thank you so much, Thunder Viking. Appreciate you. Bad Batch was before the dessert inks. Ugh. Rip. So look up Diatramentus scented inks. They have, isn't there one like called Clown or something like that? It's like there's like diesel fuel and train, and those are the ones I remember the most. Like oil change and I mean, they have like normal stuff like flowers and stuff, but then they have some like stupid stuff. Motorbike, yeah. It's really fun for like a minute. And then it's like, nah. Unicorn, yeah. They have one called Unicorn. It's crazy. Most of them are horrible. All right, then we have... This isn't the best way to do inks because the tines, when you do the tines like that, it messes up the paper a little bit. So this is the Aurora. Oh, look, the Aurora failed again, y'all. I just used it on Tuesday. I don't remember this happening. Maybe it's the ink. Maybe it's my Fire on Fire. That's just the orange is being drier. Usually when I use like Hofgourdier Growing on there, it doesn't have an issue. That's stupid. I don't like that. Bad ink, bad pen. I put this on here on purpose. Hey, Happy New Year, Ali Mal. Adulting is overrated. Oh, I'm so angry now. I thought Tuesday was just a fluke. I don't think so. I mean, this is a flex nib, but you can like really spread. But I've never had it stop like 2 times in a row. Now it's just making me mad. Yeah, maybe. I know I've used Fire on Fire in here plenty. I shouldn't have to get it running after 2 days. That's frustrating. The good thing is that when it's going, it's awesome. So, lick it, yeah. I have to keep an eye on that one, chat. All right, so let's ink up. We'll do the Pannonia. Someone go look up what's the translation for this ink name, please. Was it like it was a flower, wasn't it? Like dandelion or something like that? I instinctively stick the nib in my mouth. Yeah, I don't do that. I love Fire on Fire, but I find it to be dry and it's giving me hard starting issues. Yeah, like that helps a lot. Helps. That's an issue a lot with red, yellow, and orange inks, unfortunately. Sometimes some pen and ink combination, some pen and nib combinations and feed combinations make it worse. So yeah, definitely, it can be an issue. But my problem is I don't expect it in this nib. I've had it happen in my finer nibs, but in this nib, I don't recall it happening. All right. So I was pretty sure I didn't have a converter in here. So another storage thing, old cigar boxes. That's where your spare converters go. Isn't there white lightning or something you can add? Yeah. That's like a lubrication. All right. So I do have some colorful Sailor converters. Should I use one of those or a regular one? Oh, let's use this one. We have a purple one. That'll go better with it. Nah, purple. I found purple. Purple looks good with the gold and the black. I got a blue Sailor converter to match my blue dwarf. Yeah. You want credit for your discipline? It won't last, Melvin. No offense. Because it doesn't with me, and I know you. I have that same box for extra nibs converters. Yeah. So I have like 4 boxes like this. One is converters. One is ink cartridges. One is pin parts, like smaller parts and nibs. What's the 4th one? I think the 4th one might be like maintenance supplies, you know, like your O-rings and silicone grease and things like that. So, all right, this could be dangerous here, chat. So let's just, it's stand up. Thank you. Yes. Sorry, I did see those. So, I had to buy more ink storage last week. Nice. All right, so we're just going to do it this way. So that didn't work like whatsoever. Lame. I hate Sailor converters. I'm pretty sure I'm getting this deep enough, but we'll see. Lame. So that's why I syringe fill cartridges a lot. Yeah, worst converters. Probably the worst. I think the back end was a little loose. So we'll just, I did come prepared for this. Look, it didn't even get in here at all. I did come prepared for this, chat. I would prefer to ink it that way, but you know what? It's just a pain in my butt sometimes. We came prepared with the other stuff. Yeah, converter was pushed in enough. So you can use either just like a pipette or a syringe. Where's the mega syringe? Where's my mega syringe? I don't see my mega syringe. My springy Moonman syringe. So we'll just use a regular syringe for this. So annoying. Trust me, I am playing with fire. Shantanu. I know that I'm playing with fire. So we'll just do blunt nose, wide gauge. Nib. Filled it up way too high. Do that in there like this. We also brought a bowl to dump our trash in. I was very prepared this morning. It was surgical precision this morning, chat. Except for the whole part of things not working, which is just annoying. So, whatevs. Pop that on there. Need to clean this off from where I was dipping it. So, this may or may not write. I mean, I'll have some residuals in the feed and stuff, so it may take a second to write. I hate the mess of wiping the nib, so I stick the converter in the ink. I don't do that on the Sailors because the opening's too wide, but like short, like international cartridges, I'll probably do that with the Elmo. I do that all the time. I would rather just stick it in the bottle just so I can start writing sooner and not have to fidget with it, but sometimes just for cleanliness, I will just stick the converter in there. Yeah, I have no problem doing that. Yeah, this is going to take a minute. And this is going to be really hard to see on here. Yeah, it's not really flowing well yet. And also it looks like I might have a little residue. I'm going to have to write with this one a little bit to get it like good and bright. which happens sometimes. Depending on how well you clean your pens, even as well as I clean them, you can still see some of the ink. So I'm gonna have to get this one flowing. I can tell it's just not gonna go yet, so we'll give that one a minute. Maybe come back to it. Brad, a tip to get it started up faster: before you dump the ink out of the syringe back into the bottle, put a couple drops into the back end of the feed before you put the converter into the pen. Nice. I see what you're saying. That's a good idea. Just drop it in there on the back side. Cool. I've never done that, Mafia Geek. I like that idea. All right, let's look at this one. So this one I have a converter in. So this one I just kept the Monte Grappa converter in, maybe because it was threaded. Yeah, a lot of times with my threaded converters, if they come with the pen, I'll just go ahead and keep them in the pen after I clean them. So that's a really good idea. I don't know why I've literally never heard that before, Mafia Geek, or thought of it. It's a Pannonia ink and Sailor pen. I haven't written it yet. Hey, Jasmine Marie Plans, hope you're doing well. We're having a little pen fun today. All right. Also, this y'all see this? This has a little springy agitator in it. Do agitators really work? Like, are they really necessary? Do we have any dissertations on that yet? Bruce says yes. Do they, though? Do they? All right, so this is Sailor Manyo Akibi, which is a really cool, like, magenta-y with a gold sheen. So that at least halfway worked. It wasn't that good, though. All right, there we go. Sometimes you got to double it up. This converter post feels very wonky. Hey, Ananda, how are you? Hope you're doing well. We're in here trying to make a mess. Spring agitators always seemed odd. Yeah. Yeah, just throw that in there. Freezing your butt off. Oh, no. Right. Then we obsessively clean around the edge here because that's who we are. Chat, we like to get in there and clean it a little bit more, which always makes it not ready to write when I do that because I'm drying off the feed. So we're doing a bad job testing the ink today, chat. So this is pretty normal, although this one I would have thought would have written sooner since I just drew it up through here. Now it's just being an annoying booty. It's right there, so I just drug my finger down it, but... Well, maybe because I hit it with the paper towel behind it, maybe. It's the only thing. But, like, it's right there at the breather hole. That's what just came from the breather hole. Oh, my God, my bad. Smand is way over here. But yeah, this really should have been writing by now. This just reminded me to refill my ink pens for work. Yes. And maybe test them. Get out the shim. I just looked at a Teeny Bird's comment from the giveaway. Stoked to sniff the pen. I'm a habitual book sniffer. Got to add more supplies to my sniff repertoire. Love it. Love it. Woo! Look at that. Threw out a whole big old dot of ink right there. That's why you, when you shim, you want to do it in a protected area. So yeah, that did the trick. Now we're grooving. All right. So I ruined my whole ink testing page because of failures, but I mean, it's just how it goes. Fountain pens are picky. Fountain pens are picky. What you gonna do about it, right? Let's see if this one's writing yet. Anyway, yeah, this one's not ready yet. Let's shim this one while we're at it. So you keep your little accessories handy because you don't want to get too frustrated. I don't know why I'm doing this opposite-handed from what I would normally do. Hey, look at that. Gotta clean those channels, chat. Clean those channels. Y'all can't see this writing, though. I mean, you can see it, but you can't really see it. What is shim? So it's basically, it's a brass sheet, right, that allows you to get this very, very fine bit of metal in between the nib tines here. It'll be easier to see on this other nib. So you put it in this breather hole of the pen right here, just to angle it, and then you run it down the tines here, and it cleans out any dried ink, paper fibers, things like that. So it's just kind of like a little tool to have handy to help your pens work faster and work better, and you know, pen maintenance too, right? So help in my case today, it helped the ink get flowing because I was having a little bit of a frustration. So you don't have to have a shim, like you can just kind of spread the tines and run it over water, but it's really easier. Really want the Ocean Trench pen. You know, I don't know if you can still find those or not. It's from like 2 years ago, and they did a special run. Look up, what did we say, Blue Gentian? Monte Grappa, Elmo, Blue Gentian, and there was another part of the name too. But I'm going to have to try one of the new Elmos because they changed the design a little bit. All right, I'm not totally digging this yet. I might, I don't know. We'll see. It's drying a little bit darker. I got some work to do with this one. Blue Cross Gentian, thank you. All right. So keep a bag of accessories around with you too. Do they still have it for sale? Oh, that's what this looked like when I ordered it. This was the Monte Grappa stock image, which is really nothing like my pen. Right? But I kind of like how mine came out. But I ordered it based on this. Whoops, hi, that's me. These were Monte Grappa stock pictures, right? But you can see the range of colors in this one. So like mine's like the one on the right. So it's just kind of, you don't know what you're gonna get. Amosaurus, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Right? So mine is like this one here. But most of the photographs show like the fancy swirly one, which would have been cool too, but I'm kind of happy with mine because it's a little bit weirder. Like, and I'm down with that. Yeah, I think I made a comment on it when I got it, but I've come to love the uniqueness of like the trench model. But like it's exactly like what's in this one here. But that's a real range of difference. Like this one here looks completely different in its brightness. And then this one's like a combination of like the main picture and the trench one that I got. It's just how materials work sometimes. Oh my God, it's the famous Claire. What's up, Claire? Have you seen the new recycled material Elmos? No, but that's what I like. The new Elmo will be on my list here pretty soon. Thought they were all awesome. Weird yours is? Yeah. Yeah, so that's like one of those things that you never know. And they probably did have a hard time when pins were showing up. Lady Mist, thank you for the follow. Written in Rice, thanks for the 9 months of sub, and thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a happy new year. What's this one? So yeah. Oh no, I haven't seen this one because this is the regular Elmo shape that I like. What's the Elmo I'm thinking of with the cat band on it now? I haven't seen these. That's pretty neat. So the price has gone way up on these. I don't know if it's because of the recycled material and the material's more expensive. That's pretty cool though. But that's like $100 or more. I'm thinking Elmo 02. Okay. Well, I need to try an Elmo 02. Yeah, we're not looking there. My first Monte Grappa. Jeez. My first Monte Grappa is, is the Elmo. All right, that's what I was thinking. Sorry. Elmo 02. I was thinking I need to try one of these to compare it to the one that I have. Yeah, I like those recycled ideas. So this is the one I was talking about, Elmo 02. I don't like this one as much with the cat band. So, but I like the materials. So, we'll see. We'll try that. Debonair simplicity. That's like my tagline for life. Elmo 01, a pin for the people. Elmo 01, Fantasy Blooms, flower power. Elmo Ambiente, calligraphy with a conscience. That looks pretty cool. I might have to get one of those. Yeah, Elmo 01, y'all, pin for the people. 175. Let's see how much all these are. How much is Elmo 02? 275. 100 euros more. 210. All right. So these are the ones that. Yeah. So the Blue Cross Gentians even sold out on the Monte Grappa site. So still haven't tried a Monte Grappa. I think you would like them. You might. Maybe when I get an 02, that'll be a good one for you to review. So you can still get the yellow and green, but the blue one is sold out. Oh yeah, maybe this was the image that I saw with like kind of the half purple, half blue. Right? So you have that versus this is the same pen. Right? I do like mine. Mine looks better. Yeah, it's just huge range. Huge range there. All right, we're going to wrap it up today, chat. Let's wind it down. So I think on Tuesday I'll ink up 2 more pens. It's good to not go too fast on the pen inking up stuff, right? So because I'll end up with 10 pins ink soon enough, so like I'm not concerned about that. Excuse me. All right, we're gonna do something different today, and we're gonna raid one of my video gaming friends. That I've started to follow, and have started joining their community. So it looks like she's intensely raiding in Destiny. Yeah, this was fun. This was your idea, Slumberland Studio, because I was thinking about inking pens, and you're like, well, why not just do it on stream? So I went and picked some out, and we'll continue this with new batches of pens. What do Monte Grappa nibs feel like? So now they're Yovo nibs, the steel nibs. I don't think I have a Monte Grappa Gold nib. The steel nibs are awesome, some of the best. Firm and fine in relation to things. So, all right, I'm interested to see my friend Jane get a raid from the pen people here. So she might freak out a little bit. Although she looks like she's having an intense gaming moments here. So let's see if we mess her up. I'd be okay with that. She can take it. Oh, but y'all go say hi to Jane. God, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. Thank y'all for hanging out. We'll do this again soon. All right, sorry. Woof. All right, y'all have a great rest of the day. I'm going to get this raid to Jane. We'll start this up. And y'all have a good time while she goes kicks alien butts. She's an Irish Destiny 2 streamer, and she's a complete badass. All right, y'all say hi. Be nice. Bye.
Tested for COVID yesterday, and I have to wait 72. Why do you have to wait so long for results? Oh, to see which variant it is? Oh my god.